Father Sam, you actually live in Ndola. Can you tell us what living conditions are like in Chipulukusu?
Life in Chipulukusu is very tough because this is an area which started like an informal settlement, and it is not actually well planned. There are no roads, proper roads, so to speak. The water situation is quite bad. People depend on shallow wells for drinking water, and then pit latrines for toilets.
So when I described it as a suburb, that was a bit of a wrong word for it then, was it? Where do people then work? Do they work in Ndola itself?
There are some, yes, who do some work, but most of them, they just do like houseworks for people.
And what's the situation for children in this sort of place?
The children are very much disadvantaged in that when the parents are not working, they would use maybe the children as support for income generation by sending them to do all sorts of work. Some of the children, when they drop out of school, may end up even doing house chores for people who could give them maybe a meal at the end of the day.
Now, one of them I've seen some photos of. He's Abraham. Can you tell us a bit about him and his children?
Abraham is a totally blind person. He became blind at the age of 3 and is married and has 5 children. So his life evolves around the support from these children who would hold him by the hand and take him to different places. But he had to sacrifice that bit by bringing the children to the school, and 4 of his children are actually pupils at Hands of Compassion school.
So he's actually making a big sacrifice because he's losing people to guide him around and perhaps earn him economic support by sending them to school.
Yes, please, and we really thank him very much for that, because we spoke to him. It had to take a bit of counseling for him to understand the value of education. And our prayer is for us to see these children who wouldn't have had this opportunity once again to have a better prospect for a bright future.
Father Sam Zulu, can you tell me perhaps about Albina?
You know, this school, as I said, we cater for children who are very much underprivileged. So we have children who are heading even their families, because they like Albina lost the father due to HIV/AIDS, and then the mother is critically ill, and she has a sibling as well. So she is one of the children we are sponsoring in grade 8 in a government school. And sometimes she finds it difficult even to go to school if the mother gets very sick, because she's more or less like now heading that particular family.
But how old is she if she's heading the family?
Albina should be about 12 to 13 years old.
Right, and so when she's not at school, what does she have to do as head of the family? Do they have an income any other way?
It is really difficult, because what she does is she would beg sometimes in order for them to make ends meet. So these are some of the pupils whom the school goes a bit further to help once in a while to meet even her physical needs.